The IDPs who were forced to flee from Western Tigray due to the war say they are in extreme danger. Gabriel Desta, one of the displaced now living in Abergele district, central Tigray, was once a resident of Western Tigray. Before the war broke out, he lived in a peaceful and fulfilling life with his wife and 2 children. But the war turned his once bright life into one of misery. His children fled in different directions, going wherever they could find safety. And his wife died from grief and heartbreak. He lost everything, and now he suffers from vision loss and heart disease.
I used to have a well-built house in fertile land. Everyone in my cadre knew me for that. Sadly, my wife passed away in Abergele while we were traveling through Saota. My son was displaced to Sudan along with his children, and my daughter also came here with her kids. Now, I've lost my eyesight and I'm suffering from heart failure as well.
Sessen Hadgu and Alganesh Garasa are among the most at-risk internally displaced persons living in Echla camp at Abergele district. They demand both governmental and non-governmental organizations to take immediate action, similar to the support provided by the Daughters of Charity and their safe return to their original homes as a lasting solution.
يلي ردات البحر بيكلا بقى حدر انتفاس كوننا يزخون بقى نحنا يدخمينا كي ترسعنا حدرا بقى حبوزنا هنا بقى ما رأينا برنيري صبونا برنيرني صبونا نبرانا صبو حدارنا جزاي نيرو مسودي خوينا سلط نيري هو وفر نيري سفر نيري امص نيري جزاي ملؤ ينيرو
Coordinator of the IDPs in Abergele district, Alena Hadera, notes that while the situation is still dire, temporary relief efforts by the Daughters of Charity with funding of Caritas Germany is currently being provided to 500 vulnerable IDPs. He, however, expressed that this assistance is not sufficient given to the scale of the ongoing crisis.
Today, the Daughters of Charity provided assistance to around 500 households in critical need of support. However, this aid is far from sufficient and cannot be considered a lasting solution, as a large number of IDPs are still in urgent need of emergency assistance, particularly mothers, children, individuals with health issues, and people with disabilities.
Head of Social Affairs in Abergele district, Habana Safa, describes the situation of the IDPs as a critical and urgent need for emergency assistance is required. He noted that the current aid is insufficient to meet the overwhelming needs, and he explains that a safe and immediate return of the displaced peoples as the only lasting solution.
We have a massive problem. We have a number of IDPs here in Echla. So the donation is not enough for those matters. The final solution is the Pretoria Agreement that be put into practice.
Social Program Coordinator at the Daughters of Charity, Habta Abkasa, stated that while his organization prioritizes support for the IDPs alongside other infrastructure aid, the assistance provided remains inadequate. He emphasized that despite the ongoing efforts to offer emergency relief, the ultimate and lasting solution lies in the full implementation of the Pretoria Agreement and the safe return of the displaced people to their homes.
There are so many displaced peoples who are settled in Abergele. We have identified the priorities that the major priorities are emergency food support for IDPs. So based on our agreement, we have distributed different emergency food supports for the IDPs. The total number of IDPs that we have supported 500. As a Daughters of Charity, what we do is we are doing our contributions as local NGOs and charity organizations. We are supporting to the maximum that we can do. We are discussing with different external funders or supporters that we have, with Caritas Germany especially. We are doing what we can do. But, for example, in Abergele IDPs, there are more than 2,700 IDPs that needs emergency support. But we are supporting only 500. But the final solution is let them back to their homes. That is the final solution. That even in the interviews that we have, they mentioned that they are going to, they have enough lands, enough capitals, so they want to return to their backs. So that is the final solutions. Everybody should work towards this, to implement the Pretoria Agreement, that means.
Despite limited emergency efforts by humanitarian actors like Daughters of Charity, the situation for IDPs in Tigray remains critical. Many continue to live in harsh conditions, calling not only for immediate aid, but for sustainable solutions. For them, the only true hope lies in a safe return to their homes and the full implementation of the Pretoria Agreement.